welcome back to Real Talk with Dane. So thank you so much once again for coming and listening to my podcast every week. Thank you for showing your support. Thank you for me that feedback, likes, for the comments. Really, really appreciate you guys' support. Today, I've got a dear friend of Charlayne. Charlayne, thank you so much for doing this with me.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me on your podcast with Dane.
Yeah, listen, I
I must
must,
have been
before we like
a
dive into anything, before we dive into anything, I must mention, I just want to let the guys listening know that this is my first remote podcast. So we actually not, like physically together. So this is the first time I'm doing it. It feels very, very funny. I don't know how it feels for you, but it feels very funny for me.
It
So this is
doesn't feel
exciting. This is new.
weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. I think I'm just used to the physical interaction instead of
Maybe, do you
like,
know what it is? I think it's because you relating it to other podcasts where I'm relating it to conversations with you. It's always been,
yes,
yeah, so it's
telephonically or
me.
whatever. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I also just want to say that if you guys listen to my introduction podcast, my first podcast, or the intro to the podcast, I mentioned that I had a conversation with someone, and that conversation made it concrete for me to start the podcast. And I mean, the conversation I had was with you, with you, Charlene. So, I mean, you had a say impact in me starting the podcast, like super awesome. Because I was thinking about it earlier on, like when we were planning this thing and so forth. And I was thinking the conversation we had that day, and it was so real and it was so like deep. I was like, in the moment, I remember I still told you, in the moment, I was like,
Mhm.
I said, Charlene, I'm going to do this podcast because I was still contemplating. I don't know if you remember, but I was
Yeah, you were
contemplating. Said,
mind.
yeah, yeah. Then I said, I'm going to do it. So I'm super excited that you're finally on. We finally figured out a way to get you on even before. And yeah, for doing this with me. So we discussed a couple of things. I said it was so weird, like even offline when we were chatting, I
Mhm.
said that our friendship is so I don't have a friendship like you. Like never met face to face. We work for the same company, so we worked together,
Together.
but everything was like done remotely. So it was
Mhm.
never where I could like physically see you or like be in the same room as you. Everything was remote. Cool how we like developed that friendship because even though you
It
were
is.
yeah, like even though you were far from me, we still had that friendship, we still had that
Yeah.
bond. And I don't know if you have other bonds like that, or am I your
I
only one like you, my only one?
I feel like I do like connect with people online a lot. It's very like strange. Like I am like, that person that you think might be a catfish. I'm that person. I'm like that. I'm like that. So
I
it's
see, I
not
see.
completely strange, but it is a bit weird because I don't think I've ever had a friendship as long as this that I've never like met the person. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's been a while. Like, how long has it been now?
Ye-
It's been
What?
a
Isn't it
year,
like
over
no?
more than a year. I think.
No, I think it might be a year now. Yeah. That
Around about a
yeah,
year.
because I
Can be a year.
at yeah, a specific place over a year ago. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But I mean, like even in the beginning, like I remember that because we had to like work together, so my work would affect yours and your work
Yeah.
would affect mine. Like besides work, we just had that natural bond. I remember like in the beginning, we started just like making jokes and we just
Yeah,
understood each
I think
other
it's just
and so forth.
like yeah, so I think it's just like certain people you can just feel the energy and it's easy like to like speak to them and laugh with them and like also not just like stay at that surface level with them. So you can go deeper than like just saying
Yes.
how are you, what are you doing. Like you can say like other things. Like you can have like a meaningful
Compliment.
conversation with them and not just
Yes,
like
yes,
a
yes.
surface level thing.
Yeah, that was cool because to me it was new. It's fun, like build relationship with you, and also I must mention how supportive you are with a lot of other things. Like there was a lot of like we obviously got deeper and things, and we spoke about certain personal things with each other, and you were like super supportive. I was like, whoa, why are you being so supportive? It was like man. And I mean,
What
over this year, let's just call it a year that we know each other now, it's been got a lot of things from you that I could take, even though we like never met or anything like that. It's fun to have, and it's nice to have that friend. It's super weird for me. I must say, I must be honest.
how
It's
could
super
you
weird.
that you think it's weird? But maybe it's
It
because
is,
most of your friendships are like in person. Like it's people
yeah,
that you've met, it's people that
I
you're
think so.
around. Yeah.
I think so. Do you think if one day do you think if one day we do meet, um
Still be weird.
not
Like who are you?
necessarily weird, not necessarily weird, but do you think we might not have that same friendship?
I don't think so.
Mm,
I think if you can connect with someone without meeting them, then like being in the space in the presence should be like easy. I feel like it shouldn't
yeah,
change it. I think it's
I
more
agree.
difficult to go from meeting someone in person, like just knowing them in person, and then just like almost having like a distant friendship with them. So I think it
Yeah,
is, yeah, it
no, I
shouldn't
agree with
change.
you. Yeah, I agree with you because you already have that like that connection and you already picked up on the
Mhm.
person's energy at least, whatever. So I think that is important. Like if we're talking on the phone, for an example, I
Yeah,
know far I can go with a joke. Some people might
yeah,
take offense. I know I can like this, you will be able to handle it and so forth. So I
yeah.
know you like on that level, and I know you know me on that level as well, which is cool. And you even like more supportive, more of a friend than a lot of people or a lot of acquaintances that's like face to face or like physically with me on a daily basis or whatever. So that I found like super fast. I was like by it. It's different, it's weird, but I mean it's nice to know that you can still have that a bond with someone or a friendship with someone, even though they like far, far away, you know?
I think it's weird
So,
that you
mm,
saying that I'm such a good friend because I feel like sometimes I'm a very bad friend.
really, why do you think so? Let me ask you, why do you think so?
I think it's because like I have this one friend, she's like a very good friend, but I feel
Mm,
like almost like our not I don't know, should I say our love languages are different. Oh, so she's not a friend that requires space, but sometimes I'm a friend that requires space, not because I don't have anything to say to her or that I don't want
mm,
to speak to her. It's just that I need space because I feel like my energy is not at the level that I want it to be for me to interact with her. So I don't want to bring like our conversation down. And it's not that I don't like share like deep things with her. So like I would tell her anything. But sometimes,
mm,
like you just feel like you in a bad space and you don't want to like put that like make other feel like well, listen to me. Slurring my
no, I
words.
get what you're saying.
Make other
I get what
people
you're
feel
saying.
like they're also in a bad space or that oh man, this person is always down or something like that. So I do like require sometimes, and I think her thing is that she doesn't want me just to be quiet all of a sudden. So I'll go like to speaking to her every day, and then I'm just quiet, and I
Mm.
feel like she how can I say
She, yeah,
she would want me. even
Yeah,
if
like
I
when
am
she defines,
stressed.
yeah, like when
Yes.
she defines friends, she's like just every day. We share everything together, good, bad,
Yes.
or whatever. But with you, it's like you need that space. You don't want to bring that bad energy on her, just because you in the space. And I think it's really how different people see
Mhm.
it, because both ways isn't wrong. You know what I'm saying? Your
Listen,
way where you wanna keep the distance because you're in a bad space isn't wrong. But her way where she just wanna be like around all the time, even if you are in a bad space, is still not wrong. It's just the way we perceive it, I
just
think.
different. Yeah.
Um, but I mean, I can agree with you. I think I'm also more strongly with your side where the whole space thing comes in. I'm also not someone that so we'll be friends, but
Hmm.
we're not like every day, you know,
Talking,
talking
doing,
every day.
yes, I see.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah.
also,
And I think no, you can talk, sorry.
oh, I was gonna say, it's like it's important to have that. Like I want like my friend to miss me a bit. And it's not that I don't speak to her because I want her to miss me. I just don't speak because like some things you just need to go through on your own without
Yeah,
like having everyone else's opinion while you're going
yeah,
through it. And it's not that you don't want it or that you don't ask for it. It's just that in that space, you're not gonna I feel like I'm not gonna accept it or accept it in a way that I should. So I'd rather just like stay away until I'm back to a
yeah,
point where I can be around people and explain
yeah.
like what I'm going through, whatever. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. No, I think that is important. That's nice that you know that and you understand that. And I think that's why I think education and the openness is important um
Mm-hmm.
in a relationship, you know. So where you can go to that friend and you can say, look, I know you see it this way, but this is how I see it, and I just need you to
Yeah.
respect that. And I'm sure she'll be able to respect your side.
I think
You'll
she
be able to
does.
respect.
I
Mm,
think she does respect it, and she's learn. It's like she's learning to deal with that side of me. So she's learning to understand that this is how I react, but this is not how she would react. But my thing
yes,
is, during that space when I'm going through a bad time, what if she's going through a bad time and she needs me to be that friend that's there for her? So that is my problem when I said, like, I feel like I'm a bad friend
I
because of
see.
that. So, like, when she needs me, I might not always be there because I
Mm,
also feel like I need to be there for myself. And sometimes I feel
mm,
like I can put me on the back burner for her specifically, not just, it wouldn't be just for anyone, but like for that friendship, like how you do things for certain people. She's one of
yes,
those
yes.
people that I would do that for.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I suppose then again communication comes in just to talk about it and to have
Hmm.
a conversation like that. You'll understand and say, look, I am actually going through something. I don't deal with my things like you do. Do you think you can listen to me? Because I'm going through something and whatever,
Yeah,
you know? And then you guys can
figure it
I'm
out
sure
like
you'll
that.
be able to say, look, yeah, I'm here, talk to me, I'll give my opinion if that's what you want, but you still deal with your issues privately or the way you want to deal with it. I
Hey, don't
think,
say it like that. Issues.
yeah, or like all three, you know,
My
what
issues.
else is that? Yeah. But I mean, I, I like even like since we started working together and so forth, your
Mhm.
support is like also like on another level. It's like a lot of people don't necessarily um define support in the same way, I've noticed. Um and with you it was like
Mhm.
we define it exactly the same, you know? So
Now
it
I want
was
to know how
more
you define
effective.
it.
Sorry?
Now I'm saying now I want to know how you define it,
Yeah,
like
I was just
support.
gonna so for example, I'll take the podcast, like starting the podcast for an example, right?
Hmm.
Um, so you were very in it at first, like I told you about it. You were in it. You were like where on what platforms are you uploading it to? I'm gonna download all of them. I'm gonna go listen to them on each of them. This is the same thing. I'm gonna go like, I'm gonna go comment, subscribe, all of it. And I was like super excited, like when you did it. I was like, wow, this is cool that you do that. And not everyone sees it that way, you know? And Jet, whenever we talk about it offline, you would say, look, Dan, I listened to it. I actually thought this about it and that about you. Give your opinion. I remember when I did the self-love one, when you listen
Oh,
to that
I
and you said, you know what,
love that
maybe,
one.
yeah, yeah, you see, and you said maybe I should do one by myself, like once a month at least,
Yeah.
or whatever. So you constantly give ideas, you would constantly inform me, look, you are listening to it, you're doing this, you're doing that. And that was support to me. But then again, with other people, it's not necessarily giving their opinion, you know, it's just doing or just subscribing maybe or just listening maybe or whatever, but it's not giving that input like you would give your input.
Oh.
Even though they define it different, it's still support, and that's something that I had to learn like recently, like not long ago. That was something I had to learn. Um, and also like I'm gonna use the podcast again as an example. Like I
Mm-hmm.
would I would say to people, I would like people who might deal with on a daily, I would say, look, go listen, go like, and whatever. And I had to realize that you can't necessarily force people to do it because maybe this is not the kind of things they into. You understand?
Yeah.
And maybe they're just not interested. It's not that there's anything you or what you're doing not interested because we all have different interests. It's something Nikita brought to my attention actually, because we so opposite, the two of us, and she
Mm-hmm.
brought that to my perspective. It's just not into because she's not really into it, you know. And she was like, it's just that's my interest to yours. Doesn't mean I
Country
won't
to
support
use.
you. It just doesn't seem the same, but it's still support, you
It's
know.
still the
And
same thing.
yeah, it's still support, but it's just different. It's seen from a different perspective or so forth. So it was something I had to learn. Um, even though you were giving it the way I want, it doesn't mean the next person isn't supporting me if they give it in their own way of defining,
But
if it
also,
makes sense.
I
Mm,
do see what you're saying. I see like what Nikita is saying as well. But
mm,
okay, this is how I look at it. If this
okay.
is the you doing your like the podcast, right? And
Mm,
you like, yes, it would be nice. Okay, not it would be nice. Let me just say, okay, you're doing your podcast, and support on a podcast level is like in subscribing, interacting, right?
yeah,
So I feel
yeah.
like it should be different for different things. You see what I'm
Mm,
saying? So it's if I am, what can I say? I don't know now. I can't think of like an example besides the
mm,
podcast. But if I am selling a book, if I'm
yeah,
a writer and I'm
yeah,
selling books, support would be my
to buy.
friends and my family buying my book. So
Yes.
I feel like it looks like support, yes, might be different for you, but if someone needs to be supported, it might
Mm,
be different from what you define support as, and
yeah,
also depending on what they need support in, it would be different.
yes,
Also, like
yes,
if I'm hungry and I don't have food, if your support is that things will get better, that's not what I need. Like, I'm
yes,
hungry, I need bread. So
yes,
supporting me would be giving me bread or
yes,
showing me how to get access to bread, like ways I can then
yes.
get bread for myself. So that is how I see it. It's not,
Lovely. Love that.
yeah, it's not, I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but it's
No,
not
you explained
like
it very well.
what, it's not what you define support as. It's just what that person needs support to look like for them in that moment.
Yes.
So
That
yeah.
moment, that. perfect. That's perfect. I will use another example. So I'll take the podcast and then I'll compare it to what you're doing. So
Mm-hmm.
where you have your business and your scrunchies and so in that case, it's not necessarily about like subscribing to your channel, following you on Instagram or whatever, but then it would be to buy your things
But
and that would
it can
support.
also be that though support, because I'm not saying everyone needs to have a scrunchie, which I feel like it's a lie. Everyone needs to have a scrunchie, but
Yeah.
if you can't buy a scrunchie, liking my like different platforms on social media, like sharing it with people that you
Mm,
think might like it, that is also
yes,
support. So you
support.
just need to
Yes,
do it at the level that is not expected, but that is required for that certain thing. I'm not saying if, like this is how it should be, but that is just how I see it. Yeah.
yes, yes. No, 100%. I agree with you. Actually, I never saw it in that way, but now that you're bringing
Mhm.
it up, it's I can see why we're friends. Why I like you as a friend. Just the perspective and stuff. And I mean, I agree with you. I hear exactly what you're saying. I recently I think it was about a week or so ago. I was like
Yeah.
I thought about like how supportive you were with me and things, and I was like,
Mhm.
yo, I don't even like support you. Like I don't buy you scrunchies or anything, but
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 you like my post, so it doesn't matter.
yeah,
It's also like,
yeah, I
yeah.
know. The biggest way to support you is to buy. That would be the biggest way, right? And I know you not like I know you understand that everyone can't buy it,
Mhm.
because of finance and so forth. It's a different conversation. But I mean, I know you have that understanding. But I was like super excited to then do this podcast because I said, you know what? I can like promote your thing on the podcast. I can put like your
You see
Instagram and
that support
in the
as well.
description.
Even
Yeah.
yes. So it might not be, it's just like what you feel like that person needs in that moment. Like even with like example with my like my scrunchies, you then send me that the link for that YouTube video. That is supportive because when you saw it,
Oh,
it was
yes.
like, oh, this like she can benefit from this by watching this. And then you sent it to
Yes.
me. So that's supportive. It's
Yes.
like, oh, this person
Mm.
is like acknowledging that I'm actually doing this. So that like means a lot.
Ah,
So
I see you. I see you. I don't feel so bad anymore for not buying.
but you can buy.
Yeah, no, look, I hear you. I hear you. It makes total sense. Glad you pick up on those things though, because I mean, I do that with a lot of people. So
Mhm.
where would maybe be watching, like I was watching that. I think that was Jay Shetty. I watch him like
You
he's
love
the
Jay.
one consistent. Yeah, he's like the one consistent person I watching. So I think it was one of his episode that I sent to you with a businesswoman, eh? That something
Yes,
like it.
yes.
Because I remember when listening to it, the first person I thought about, there were certain things that she said, and I was like, I need to send this to Charlayne. I'm gonna send it to her and so forth. So there's like going through things on social media on a daily basis, and there's certain things when I immediately when I think of someone else, it could be whoever, I would like send it to them. This can relate to this person based on
Yeah.
them doing this and whatever. So someone also came to me yesterday. They were talking about like changing jobs and things, and I knew of a company that like was recruiting there that knows about it. And I gave his details to the next guy, and I said, "Listen." And what? Oh, I think I was on a call with you yesterday when something like that
Yes,
went
when
down.
you did
Yes.
that, yeah.
Yeah. So it's just connecting people,
To other
setting up.
people even.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We need the contacts. We need to be connected to each other. We need the support, and we all running the same race at the end of the day. So
But do you
we
see
need.
like how good that is? Like imagine everyone was just doing that. Like if no one was scared of, okay, if I'm gonna do this for you, then you might be better than me and all that. So if we just took all that away and everyone was just like giving the other person a helping hand, no matter like
Yeah,
what the helping hand looks like. if it was
Yes,
just
yes,
being done. Yeah.
that's true. Because you know how I see it as there's enough for everyone,
Yes.
you know? So
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if I'm helping you and you're not helping me or whatever. I know where I need to be, where I'm going to be,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna continuously work on myself getting to where I need to
To
be.
get
And
there.
you the same. Whether I help you more than what you help me or not, I know there's enough for you. Your audience is out there as well as my audience is out there.
Yeah.
You know, there's no cap on how many millionaires there are. There's no cap on how many billionaires there are, if that's the goal. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
there's enough. There's
There's
no
enough for
need
us
to
all.
have fear, yeah, of the next person being better than you. It's just unnecessary. So that's how
Yeah.
I see it. And that's why I will always, help a next person because even
Hmm.
even knowing that I know someone gonna help me, someone's gonna be in my life that's gonna help me
Yeah.
as well. It's gonna support me as well, just like I'm supporting the next person or helping the next person. So that, and I think that helps a lot with giving and exchanging contacts or
Yeah. People
uh,
to other people.
other people, yeah. And I think that is, but also I think that opened doors for you as well. Just
It
just
does
being
open
open.
doors for you. It
Yeah,
does. You might
I
not
agree.
see it immediately, but it does.
Yes,
There's
it was the
nothing
process.
that you're gonna gain from being selfish besides having more of the little that you had.
Exactly,
So
exactly.
why not
Mm,
just like give it, and who knows what's out there for you, so that it
exactly.
can, not only because it's gonna come back to you, but just because that's how it should be. Like you shouldn't also be
Mm,
doing things because you're expecting something in return, but
yes,
you
yes.
should just be doing things because you should be doing things. Like that.
Yeah. At the
That's
end of
it.
the day, we should be servicing.
Yeah.
Servicing is my mother sent me this thing yesterday, last night.
Hmm.
Got a chance to listen to it today. So it was this Oprah thing, and she was talking about like how important servicing is. So
Hmm.
she started by saying, "Who am I? Or who are you?" She started off with that question, and then she said she did so many things. She there was like certain point where she thought, who is she? Because she does
Hmm.
this, she's a
She does
doctor, she's
that.
a lawyer, she's a mechanic, she's everything. And then she said it's not even about that. It's not even about that title. But then she said she is a child from of the creator who's connected to everything. And she was just explaining about that, and she was talking about like the importance of serving. We are to serve the next person. With whatever you're doing, whether you are a artist, a singer, or whatever, you're serving through music, you know.
Yeah.
Whether you're doing let me use the podcast again as an example, whether you're doing podcast, you serving through different opinions, people
Yeah.
listening and learning from it, whether you're selling scrunches or whatever, you're adding to the beauty in the hair or,
Yes. Healthy
it's a
hair.
service. It's a service. So yeah, I was just like listening to that and just
Yeah.
breaking how important that is, and how as us as humans, how we here to serve. We here for service. We here to serve the next person and so forth.
With
And
your
through,
gift.
yeah, with your gift, yeah, and through serving, we we get that fulfillment of like passion, or that fulfilling void within inside of us. Um, and also what benefits that is you can make a living from that, and you can be financially stable through that serving or whatever, or through your purpose
Hmm.
and so forth. Well, it was super cool like listening to it, and just like I don't know what word to use, but also just bring everything together.
To get.
Our purpose aligned with all of that, and how that aligns with your career. and living in the world, because at the end of the day we all need money to,
Mhm.
to survive and so forth. And it's just, it brought a nice picture together listening to that. And yeah, that's what's up.
But do you see like how your mother was supporting you
mm, by sending those things,
by
yeah. No,
singing that to you? Yeah,
yeah, yeah, no, she's definitely a supporter.
I
She's
see
been a
what you're
supporter.
on the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She's even like before the pod, whatever I did, whatever I tried out, like
Hmm.
years before now, she's always been like supportive.
You're
Whatever
number
I've
one
been doing,
fan.
right? Yeah, no, definitely, definitely. I know she's gonna listen to this. Shout out to you. So, so yeah.
Yeah,
Surely.
I think
I wanna talk. I must talk about your business. I must talk about
you
it
don't have to.
because no, I want to talk about it because I mean, I think well, what is that quote that I read today? I think it's perfect. The quote I read today was, it said, you don't have to wait. Wait, I tell you what. I think I've got it here on my phone. I'm just gonna
Okay.
click, and it was so like, it was like mind blowing. Like I read it to Nikita also. She just gave a big smile. It's it's you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great.
To be great. Yes, I
Yeah.
know that
So
one. A body.
oh, you do know that one.
A body.
So at least you like started. It's hard to start, you know. It's
It's
really it's
hard
really
to start.
it is hard to
Yeah.
start. And the fact you took the step to start is a big step. I mean,
It is. It is. It's a big step to start. It's a big step to continue.
maintain.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a yeah.
Yeah. No, talk. Sorry, talk.
No, it's okay. You can go. I was just gonna say, yeah, it's not what like how they make it seem, like how the world makes it seem. I guess it's more like now that there's so many people like doing startups just because of what happened during COVID. Like people realize that they can't just rely on having one income. So it's becoming more popular to do your own like thing. But
Yeah.
it's nice to see it like on Instagram, even when people are saying they're struggling. It's still nice to see it. But when you are the one that's struggling, it's just different from what you think it looks like, even though you see people say that it's difficult. So it's still,
Yes.
yeah, it's still
Look,
different.
I think that should give you like, motivation, that you know what,
Mhm.
this is normal. Me going through the struggle now is normal. It's normal for me to go through this. So I think that should like motivate you. And when you're struggling, or when you're feeling lazy, or when things aren't going as planned, so you know what? This person actually mentioned something like this. This is normal what I'm going through. I gotta just push, keep on, and keep going, and keep pushing. Um, keep chasing that goal. You know.
I'm even sighing, like
So
hearing you say that because it's it's one thing to say. I feel like you also like have this understanding because this is also your business. Like,
yeah.
yes, it's not like you selling a good, but this is a
Mm,
service that you're doing. Like you're providing us with that content that we're scrolling for and things like that. So like this is your business. But
yeah.
when you just man, it's difficult. It's something that I've been wanting to do for the longest time, and then I've just like giving like myself like making excuses why I can't do it at this time. So then I put it like on the back burner. Then I find another excuse not to do it, and then when I decided to do it, then I did it, and I was so happy that I actually put it out there, like for the world to
Yes.
see whether they like it or. whether they don't like it. It doesn't matter. It's just out there. Like it's not just yeah in a controlled environment anymore. So
Yes,
then
yes,
putting it out in the world, now I feel like I need to also like be consistent for it
yes,
to be better, for it to grow. And that is something that
yes.
I'm struggling with. I don't know if it's because I feel like I'm working two jobs and this one is just tiring me. And when I get home, then I don't have enough energy to do that. But what, like,
Yes.
I was reading this book, Atomic Habits, right? So I'm
Okay.
reading it and it's telling me like how to build better habits so that it's not like like when you in the beginning of the year, then everyone wants to go to the gym and everyone wants to do like a specific thing, then
Mm,
we all like delay it because you saying no, you not delay it, you only start for that moment, so you're only doing it in January. But now
yes,
this thing is to help you build a goal for the rest of your life. So it's not drastic, but it's small
mm,
steps. What I'm saying is like
yes,
you casting small, like a vote for the person that you want to be every day. So every action that you do, and you're saying, okay, this is a ballot to be the Charlayne that I want to be.
yes,
That's a win
yes, yes,
because you doing that. You voting for your like you voting for yourself to be better. You
yes,
casting
yes.
that vote by doing this action. So I'm learning to cast more votes for myself. Of myself, acting like
Yes,
a
yes.
multiple people. Myself.
Look.
But yeah, I feel
Mm,
like it's easy to cast votes for other people. It's easy to cast a vote for
yeah,
Dane. It's easy to cast a vote for this person. It's easy to cast a
yeah.
vote for like my family and my friends. It's easy to cast votes for them. But now when I have to cast a vote for myself, it's like so overwhelming. And it's not that I don't believe in myself. And it's not that I
Mm,
don't believe that this can be successful. It's just also like very scary that
mm,
maybe this is it. Maybe this is what I've been wanting. And it's just
mm.
like scary to also step into it. It's, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Look, no, I agree with you like 100%. It's it's scary, and I
Hmm.
think that with whatever you do, there's going to be fear.
Yes.
Overcoming that fear. And I mean, I like how you constantly feeding yourself with this positivity, and you feeding yourself with things to help you grow, which is important. I think that is part of the process.
Hmm.
So if you didn't go through this, if you didn't go through that of it's tiring, or so for you feeling you're working two jobs and you just feel like you stagnant and so forth. It's part
Hmm.
of the process. Because without you feeling that way, you won't necessarily go to the book and
Yeah.
seek help or talk about it, and go look for that encouragement, or so forth, you know. So
Yeah.
it's part. I just think it's part of the process. It's a good thing that you're going through it, because I also want to look at it from in the next 10 years when someone else starts something similar, and you can talk to them and say, you know what, I went through the exact same thing.
Yes.
It's just about doing this and it's about doing that. And you can be of service to the next person
Next
who's going through the
person.
exact same thing, which is so amazing. And it's you pass down that knowledge and that experience. So
Hmm.
I think it's just a matter of enjoying where you are, understanding that it is part of the process, and just taking one step at a time, growing, even if it's small, as long as you
Even if
are
it's small.
growing, and things are working and changing. Because I can completely understand, like, what you're going through, because I feel the same way a lot of the times. It's just, I'm like, oh, who am I gonna ask next? Who am I gonna talk to next? How is this gonna work? Oh, I wanna do that, I wanna do this and that. And it's just it's scary. And there's so many fears that come with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's I understand that it's part of the process, and we will grow, man. If we're hungry, if we seek, we will grow.
Yeah.
I just got that understanding, and I know that things will. just work out. I mean, I love that you're reading. You're feeding yourself.
Yeah, I have to change my habits because it feels like sometimes like the day there's like just not enough hours in the day to do what I need to do. Because I don't want to also be having like a, I don't know, should I say to have like a crappy normal workday experience and then it affects my other thing. Like so it then if it's something that I like love actually, that I love so much
Mm,
and that I've been putting so much work into it. One
mm,
thing I also like have been like learning throughout this process is that how is it so easy for me to wake up and go and do like a job for someone else's dream, but when it comes time for me to like work for something
mm.
that I want to do for myself, why is it so difficult? Why is it so
Yes.
easy to get up for them? But
Yes.
yeah, like
True.
why am I not doing this for myself? Like I it's something that I'm like trying to figure out. So I think that is one of the reasons why I started reading the book. It's just so that I can also like say, okay, no excuses. This is what
Mm,
you need to do. If you fix your habits, then this should be your outcome. Like you should be
yes.
more organized. You should have more time for the things that are important to you as well, and not
Yeah,
just
yeah.
things that are required from you. So yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, I think that is important to put yourself also first sometimes. And
Yes,
there's nothing wrong with helping the next person and so forth, but you need to also set time for
for yourself.
yourself and love yourself. It's just part of
Hmm.
loving yourself, you know. So that I don't necessarily have that struggle where I give too much of myself to other people. um but I mean, I can understand where you're coming from, where it's easy to give advice, or it's easy to compliment even the next person, but it's hard to do it with yourself. And I think we need to learn to be able to give that to ourselves, because it's unfair towards ourselves. Just even if you can't compliment you,
Hmm.
but don't compliment yourself, you should compliment yourself as well. Yes, you matter too. And I think it's important to have that, and it boils down to loving yourself again, which I'm a big fan of, or I can't stress how much that's important, like to me personally even. So definitely boils down to that. I wanna talk, we can go again into like your business and your struggles and so forth, but I want you to share exactly what you actually do. I wanna use this platform to kind of like promote.
To plug me.
Yeah, your business. I want to explain like what you do. Maybe you can even start of how it started, why you want to do it, what do you do, and I'll obviously leave like links to your Instagram and so forth, like when I upload this. So I'll put that out there for
And
people
they
to get
better
in
follow.
contact with you.
Just joking.
Yeah, I know they will. They will. So yeah, we come.
What I do is I sell, for now, I sell scrunchies. Like, so it's handmade hair ties. So it's the big fluffy ones. I know, like, lots of people. It was weird when people like ask me like, "What is scrunchies?" You know, I have to like explain. So it's like a
Yeah.
satin hair tie. So it protects your hair from the elastic. So then it minimizes like friction. It's better like just for your hair overall. So that is what I make. Yes, handmade.
And like, wow, it
Handmade.
doesn't look man-made though. I mean, I looked at it. It's a pretty good job that you do with it. So it looks cool. It looks super professional. It's something definitely you'd like buy in a shop. It looks like that, at least.
It's
I
made with
must
love.
admit,
That's why.
it's made with love. No, definitely you can see it. You can see it. But I mean, I must say that I must admit that I didn't know what a scrunchie was first when you told me. I was like, oh, it's like a pom pom vibe or
A
whatever,
pom pom,
that,
yes.
something like that. So I'm not sure. But I mean, you do that, right? And I
Hmm.
believe there's a couple of other ideas that you want to do as well. So are you comfortable like sharing that or?
Wait, what are my other ideas? I now forgot. I don't know what, what I told you.
Okay, look, it's fine. Maybe people could just like go with the scrunches for now and then just wait because they know you're going to evolve and there's gonna be new fun things coming in the future. So it just adds that, you know, for people to
Mystery.
come and yeah,
Yes.
that so we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Where did that come from though?
It actually came from like, I think it was last year sometime. So there was like a month and a half last year when I was unemployed. So when you have
Yeah.
nothing to do and you're scrolling on YouTube and someone is doing this and it's like, what? I can also do this. And I think the thing, so it's not just that I thought I can do this. It's also like my hair is how I express myself.
Okay.
So I'm the type of person that like if I want to make like a big change or like if I'm just making a change or I just feel like I need a restart, I change my hair. So that is like
I
the
see.
first thing you'll see is like I'll shave my hair or I'll color my hair or something, but it would be to do with my hair. So it's not
Yeah.
like so far from what I know. So if
Yeah.
I can do something that can protect my crown, why not? So it was just like I saw this lady or chick or whatever you want to say on YouTube,
Yeah.
and she made like these beautiful big fluffy scrunchies, and I was like, wow, she did this and she did it at home. Then I was like, but why am I
Mm.
not doing this? Because we don't have this big beautiful scrunchies in South Africa. So then I decided to do it, and yeah, that's where it started.
Okay. That's so cool. It's that ideas like that just comes out of like nowhere.
No
You
way.
don't you
Yeah.
wake yeah, you wake up in the morning, you idea what's gonna happen, and boom, you get this idea and you just go with it and you run with it and it could be this big thing someday, you
Yes,
know?
speak
I
it
think
into
that is
existence.
yeah. Yeah, no, if I like believe that you're gonna push through with this thing, you're gonna be consistent and it's gonna be a big thing. I really believe I feel like you like really on the right path with
Hmm.
doing it and you're just open to learn and you understand the process and you know you're just gonna keep growing and you're gonna keep doing it because I know how serious you are about it. I mean, you spoke about it before and there was fears and you didn't do it and you postponed
Hmm.
it and then you did and there's challenges and you're just pushing through all the challenges, you know. So I have full confidence that this is gonna be a big thing and I know it's gonna be a big thing and I wish you all of the luck. Or yeah, I don't
Can
know.
I just say one thing? Like
Yeah.
about it, like not that I'm like saying like a bad thing about it, but for me I'm at the point where I'm learning so much, not only like about doing something and stepping like out of my comfort zone, but also and then like all that processes that's like more not something that I'm used to,
Mm,
but also
mm,
like things that I'm learning about myself. So
yes.
even if it doesn't work out, doesn't mean like the next thing I do won't work out. It's just
Yeah.
gonna give me a better platform to start from, because then I would have knowledge that I didn't have before. I would know certain things and I would expect certain things as well. So even if it
Yes.
doesn't work out, I'm at the point where I can say, oh, I'm so proud of myself for even trying it and
Yes.
throwing everything that I have at it, and it
Yes.
failed. But at least
Yes.
I did it. I won't ever have that doubt to say, oh, you should have done that when you were that age, but now you don't
Yes.
know what it would have brought. So yeah, I'm at that point where it's
Another.
like, yes, come hell
Yes. No.
or I would.
100%. I agree.
Yeah,
So it's like this time that you've been spending on the scrunchies now. It's not a waste. You're
it's not a
learning.
waste.
You're still
The
growing, and that is
the
gonna put you
time,
in where you
yes,
need to be. Yeah, even if this is not what you're supposed to be doing, or this is not the big idea, it's still it's doing this is getting you closer. to that big
to where
idea.
I'm supposed
So
to
what's
be.
the
Yes,
way you're
yes.
supposed
It's
to be?
getting
Yep,
me closer.
100%. Yes, no, I agree 100%. I'm glad you brought it up because it's you see that is we share so much like in common in terms of like experience and trying these things out and so forth. It's really like the same. It's the same lessons, it's the same
Yeah,
experiences, even though you're doing something totally different compared to what I'm
completely
doing.
different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but experience is still the same, the fears is
It's
still
still
there,
the
you know,
same. Yeah,
challenges
it's
and
still the
everything is
same.
still the same. Yeah. So I'm glad you brought it. Still getting you closer, you're still learning. Whatever lessons you learn now is preparing you for the next level or the next step in your life to where you need to be or supposed to be. So thank you so much for sharing that. Appreciate it. Um, yeah, I
Pleasure.
hope you it's gonna be you're gonna be a big you that girl, man. You're that, you know?
I am that
It's a
girl. I'm the girl
deal.
that I think that I am.
Yeah, it's a done deal. You're already successful. Your business is already successful. And so, but you know, you gotta speak those things into the universe.
You have
So,
to.
so yeah, super excited for you because I know it's exciting to do these things, even though there's so many challenges,
Even though it's
and it's
scary
it's scary, yeah, but I mean, it's something to be proud of because not a lot of people is brave enough to
to do
take
it.
that step.
Yes.
Yeah, you should
Yes.
still be proud of yourself and so forth. So yeah, well done to you. I'm
Thank
definitely
you.
gonna
Well
say
done to you too.
thank you. And there the support comes, you know, there the support comes. Um, Charlayne, lastly, before we end off,
No.
this was a good conversation. I really enjoyed this though. Um, with this, we had a bit of a hiccup earlier on with connection and so forth, but we managed to solve it. And
Mhm.
I really enjoyed the conversation. You really taught me a few things, even doing this now. And it just reminds me every time why I actually enjoy doing this. It's so into it, knowing, learn something from the next person, man. And I think that
Mhm.
is so awesome because an hour ago, it's like I'm a different person compared to an hour ago. You know, there was so much
Yeah.
change what I learned in that period of time, valuable for me and so forth. And I hope for you as well, or even for everyone listening,
Definitely.
that they could get some.
Definitely.
Okay, so Charlayne, you know the last part of the podcast is your most recent lesson. And I just want you to like to talk a bit about that. Let's dive into that a bit.
Okay, so my most recent lesson or thing that I am currently learning is that I don't have to like set a milestone for me to achieve happiness. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to. I don't have to be happy if this happens, or I don't have to be happy if that happens. It should just be that I'm happy along the journey, that I'm enjoying my journey, that I'm enjoying the process, that I'm smelling the roses along the way.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's something that I'm learning to do. Like I was reading a book that I haven't read finished,
Mm,
but there's one chapter where it talks about greeting the day with love.
okay.
So like every morning you greet the day with love.
Yeah.
Like just like embrace this day. Like don't think too far ahead. Not that thinking ahead is a bad thing, but
Yeah.
sometimes you just need to live in the moment and
Yes.
be excited about where you're at.
Yes.
And that doesn't mean you not gonna enjoy where you're going, but it's important to smell the roses along the way.
Yeah.
I'm learning this.
Yeah.
I'm not always smelling the roses, but I'm learning to smell the
Yeah,
roses.
look, I think it's definitely it's a challenging thing to go through because it's so natural for us to say, you know what, if I drive that car, it's gonna bring me
Mm-hmm.
happiness. Or if I do this, if I live in that area, it's gonna bring me happiness. Or if I earn so
Yeah,
much money, I'm gonna be happy. And it's not
happy.
the case. Yeah, happiness doesn't come from like materialistic things, or it doesn't come from things like that. It's a much deeper. I heard someone say before that it's a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Happiness is a choice. You
Yes,
should choose to be happy, because the richest
you
people can be
choosing it.
unhappy, and the most poorest
Mm-hmm.
people can be happy. So it's a I love that you said that. I love that you're trying to, get into that
Yeah, I'm
habit
working on
of,
it.
yeah, of like seeing the beauty in every day.
Yeah.
It's important. I think it's so important. Even I think what helps with that is having gratitude,
Mm-hmm.
in
It
in
is.
in
It
every
is.
day. And that also like contributes, I'm sure. Look, I don't want to make it sound like, what don't want to make people think you coming from a place of, you shouldn't want those things in life,
No,
because I
no.
mean
You
you
should
still,
want it.
yeah, you should still want it, because I mean it's a comfortable place, and we all want better for
We all want
ourselves.
those things.
Yeah,
Yes.
but it's not going to bring you that true happiness,
Yeah.
you
So
know
what I'm saying is like happiness shouldn't always be something like for my future self to enjoy.
Yeah. Yes.
Like me, I can enjoy it right now in this moment. I can like choose to be happy, even
Yes.
if I'm not like, even if nothing is going my way.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay just to
Yeah.
find joy in the little things.
In the
Yeah.
little things, yeah. And just like you mentioned, like you said also, just be in the moment.
Hmm.
You know, be in the
It
moment.
seems so simple though, nah?
Mm.
It
But it's a
seems
big
really
thing.
simple to do. Yeah.
It's a big thing. No, I completely hear you. And I think it's very important to understand that, you know.
Yeah.
May I ask,
Hmm.
how did you come to the realization that happiness doesn't come from things like that? Like, was there something that happened in your life where you were like, it actually, the happiness doesn't come from there, because I thought it's gonna come from there, but it doesn't.
I think it's like also like just setting certain goals for yourself, and
Mm,
then you like achieve those goals, and then you're not happy because you achieved it. Like
mm,
you like you feel like you're gonna be like on top of the world, and then
yeah,
you're there in that moment, and you're expecting to feel like you're on top of the world and nothing. So
yeah,
it's also like you're setting yourself up. I'm not saying like again, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be happy when you do certain things or when you plan for certain things or when you
yeah,
set your mind to do certain things.
yeah,
It's just that the these things that I was happy about, that I've set goals for, and I was on top of the world. Like no one can take that away from me.
mm,
But then there's also things that have happened, and I thought like, oh, this is supposed to be such a happy moment. Like I thought this is
yes,
it for not that it's it for me, but this is also like a milestone for me.
yes,
And it didn't really feel like it was, or it was very short lived.
yes, yes. I hear
So
you.
yeah,
I hear
and
you.
even like with my scrunchies now,
Mm.
I did come like it feels like I'm also contradicting myself, but I feel like that is part of the lesson. Like earlier in the recording, like we were talking about my business and how it feels, and then I was like, some days it's so difficult and it's difficult to continue and
Yes.
it's scary and all those things, but it doesn't mean that I don't embrace it as well. So
Yeah.
I love making scrunchies. Like I really like it. I like choosing the colors. I like doing like lots of aspects of it.
Yeah.
But then there are those other aspects where like this lesson that I'm learning isn't like mastered yet. So I do see it in those other things. Like when something doesn't go the way I think it should go, then I'm learning that, oh, okay, you're not always like also like focusing on the good, like or seeing
Yeah,
the positive to it. But
yeah,
that is just me like learning
learning.
to do like to be better. Yeah.
Yes,
I don't know if
yes.
I'm making sense.
No, no, I hear you. You making like a lot of sense, and it does come down also to the things we were talking about earlier in the podcast as well. Um, again, just about you understand that it's not a waste the time. So even if
Yes.
this is not your big thing, it's not a waste. You're still learning something good is still coming
Yes.
from it. You know, you're
Yes.
still better off than what you were
When
a
I
day
started.
ago or whatever, or when you started,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So it's just about growing, you
The
know.
process.
Yeah,
Yes.
the process, enjoying the process, and as long as you're growing. So that's
Yeah.
cool. I love that you said that. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is so, I feel like you shared like a lot of, there was quite a few things that you shared like during the podcast that
Uh-huh.
really like stuck with me, that changed my way of viewing things or looking at things. So like
Thanks.
thank you for that. This has been, I must say, I have to say that this has been the most complicated podcast or recording that I've ever done, because it was remotely. There was a lot of issues. I mean, we started last night and now we're doing like the last part
We
again.
pushed.
So, and I mean, even earlier on, we were still struggling with a bit of connection issues and so forth. But I mean, thank you so much for having the patience with me and sticking
No.
through. And it was really challenging um for us to do it. But I mean, I'm glad we've done everything. I'm gonna put everything together. I'm gonna upload it.
Uh-huh.
I hope the people enjoy it. You should listen to it too.
No.
And so it was super super great. So thank you so much for sharing all those things with me or with us.
Uh-huh.
It was challenging, but we pushed through, and even I learned a lot. And it's once again reminding me why I love doing this, you know. So thank you so much, Charlayne. I mentioned
It's
earlier
a
on,
pleasure and an honor to be on your
yeah.
podcast.
Thank you. And yeah, I mentioned I'm gonna put your stuff up in the
And they
description.
better like, whatever, subscribe, what follow, all those things. Just do the most people do it. Do it.
Yeah, yeah, thank you for that. I never say it. So thank you for saying it. Maybe I should
No, I
start
was
saying,
saying for my
oh,
thing.
you're
No.
saying for your thing. Oh. No, they will. They definitely
But they
will.
can do it for yours as well.
Yeah, they should do it for both. Eh? We're supposed to be supporting each
Like,
other, yeah.
comment, subscribe.
Like, comment, subscribe, yeah. For both of us, eh? For the scrunchies and
Yes,
for the
yes.
podcast. Yeah, so thank you once again for your time. This has been like super long. It's been challenging, but thank you again for sticking through and for doing this with me. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
It's
Guys, I hope you
pleasure.
enjoy. It's taken some time to do this and to get this done. So I hope you guys enjoy. Don't forget to check out Charlayne's Instagram. I'll put everything in the description. And check it out. Go support her. Don't forget to like, to comment, to subscribe. Let me know what you think. Let me know what topics you want to hear about. So thank you again for listening, and don't forget to live life and be happy.